Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So yes, today's video is a comparison between the BMW M3 and M4. It's a great video and I hope you enjoy this one. So who really does own the brand BMW? Actually, the BMW group owns the brand BMW and Mini and Rolls-Royce. So the BMW M3 and M4 both have a twin turbocharged 3-liter inline 6 engine, which is pretty good for reducing emissions and all that, but I would rather prefer a V8 engine. So the transmissions available in M3 and M4 are very weird, and I'm going to try my best to simplify it and explain it to you. So basically, automatic transmissions are for those people who want a smooth ride and they just want to like daily drive their car comfortably, while manual transmissions are for those who are enthusiasts and they want to enjoy their cars. But the normal M3s and M4s, which are normal and people will daily drive it, so they should have put a automatic in it, but they BMW have put a manual in it. And the sportier versions, the M3 competitions and M4 competition versions, the sportier versions should have a manual, but they have an automatic. So I think what BMW should do is an option in both of them. So even in the normal M3 and M4, you can get an automatic or a manual, and in the competition versions also you can get an automatic or a manual. That would sort this problem out very well. So the 2021 M3 and M4 are very similar cars, but the only difference between them is that the M3 has 4 doors and can seat 5 passengers, but the M4 has only 2 doors and can seat only 4 passengers. In the previous generation, the M4 was faster than the M3 because it had two less doors, so it was lighter. But in this year, both the M3 and the M4 weigh the same and are very identical in terms of performance. And the M3 and the M4 launch only once in like 7 or 8 years. So whenever they launch, it's a big deal, and people rush to the dealerships to buy them quick. The statistics of the BMW M3 and M4. So they both, according to the versions you buy, can have 255 to 503 horsepower and 400 to 650 newton meters of torque, which are some pretty healthy figures, not too much but not too less. It's pretty average. And the 0 to 60 also, according to the version you buy, can be from 5.3 seconds to 3.9 seconds, which is also again pretty average, not anything crazy. And the top speed can be 180 miles per hour, which is 290 kilometers per hour in both. The M4 can seat 4 passengers while the M3 can seat 5 passengers. The new M3 and M4 both have very controversial grills. People think they are way too large for the car and people express strong hatred towards it. But BMW does not seem to mind. They just put that grill on like all of their cars. So personally don't mind it. I think it looks pretty stylish. So between the M3 and M4, I think they both look great. The M3 looks pretty good and stylish, but I reckon the M4 looks better. I think it. I don't think it's necessarily more wider, but because of its headlights and all, it looks more wider than the M3. And now the looks from the side. The M3 looks pretty good. It has 4 doors, good rims, but the M4 looks even better because it has only 2 doors, one door each side, and that door is very long. So it looks very stylish from the side too. And from the back, the M3 looks more wider than the M4 actually. It's not actually wider, it just looks more wider due to its looks, and the M3 looks pretty aggressive. To the M4. Actually, the M3 looks more aggressive and wider than the M4, but the M4 looks more stylish from the back. So I think I would prefer the M4 over the M3. Now these cars are not cheap. They are pretty expensive. Not like crazy expensive, but they are expensive. So the M3 starts at 202,000 dirhams to 265,000 dirhams, which is 55,000 to 72,800 US dollars. and the M4 starts at 214,000 dirhams to 275,000 dirhams, which is 60,000 to 74,700 US dollars. So the M4 is a bit more expensive than the M3. So there is very little difference between the two cars and a lot of similarities. So if you have any doubts regarding the differences between the two cars, or anything about the two cars, or anything about cars in fact, you can feel free to ask me in the comment section below. Guys, these 5 to 6 minutes videos take a lot of time to make, and hours of editing goes into making these videos. So if you enjoyed the video, please take the time to like, share and subscribe it, as it really helps out a ton.